Great to be with you on this Thursday morning. So February is Black History Month, and we have a really great story coming up from Brooke Thomas. She spoke with the creator and writer of the 1619 Project on Hulu.
Yeah, it won a Pulitzer Prize and expanded from a New York Times Magazine special into an educational curriculum, a children's picture book, and now a docuseries. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, yeah, good morning. Yeah, you know, their big message is just Black history is American history. There's been a lot of praise for this project, but on the other hand, the blowback has also been intense. The project's creator, Nikole Hannah-Jones, says she expected criticism but didn't predict how ugly it's gotten.
Now we've seen efforts to ban the project in states all across America. I couldn't have predicted that.
This project rewrites American history.
Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad.
I've been writing about racial inequality for 2 decades and have never seen this type of attack on the work.
Florida is where woke goes to die.
The 1619 Project examines the way the legacy of slavery still impacts American life today.
And it's foundational to our political, economic, social, cultural systems, but we don't learn about it in that way.
The project has evolved from an essay in the New York Times Magazine.
One thing about Dad, he was patriotic.
Creator Nikole Hannah-Jones says she would imagine most of the people who criticize the 1619 Project have never actually consumed any of the work.
And the opening essay is the most patriotic thing I've ever written, and it says, even though this country treated us so poorly, we still fought for this country to live up to its highest ideals.
Critical race theory, or CRT, is a decades-old academic examination of the way racism is embedded in legal systems and policies, usually taught at the law school level. 1619 is the year the first captive Africans were brought to the Virginia colony in chains. Hannah-Jones says instead of what they actually mean, 1619 and CRT have become boogeyman terms to stoke resentment.
Like, you know, this really is junk. Why don't we just do and teach the things that matter?
What's frustrating is that what we're calling critical race theory is really just a successful propaganda campaign that has targeted anti-racist texts and anti-racist teaching as a political wedge issue.
She says if there was really a world where 5th graders were learning sophisticated legal analysis about structural inequality, she'd be impressed.
The truth is, our children are going out into a racialized world, and they are getting those messages anyway, but they're being taught the sanitized history that doesn't actually help them understand. How do we get an insurrection on January 6th? Why is my school all black, even though I live in a diverse community? Why do black neighborhoods look this way?
Many say our nation is entering another era of banned books, lost history, blocked education. But Hannah-Jones says even that won't change the reality of our world.
Because the fact is, all of these things happened. Whether we talk about them or not, they happened. Just some people don't believe that we should talk about them and acknowledge them. Of course, I differ, and I think millions of Americans differ as well.
The 6 episodes of the 1619 Project are streaming on Hulu right now. I think a couple of things there are just a really interesting one. Yeah, she makes the point that whether you talk about it, whether you teach it, it doesn't change the fact that it happened. Right. And then also, we were just kind of talking a bit there, critical race theory. No 5th graders, no 4th graders, no 3rd graders, no, I didn't learn critical race theory because I didn't go to any form of grad school. I went to, you know, I got a bachelor's. I went to 4-year university and stopped. I didn't learn critical race theory. A kindergartner is absolutely not learning critical race theory, but if they were, would that be a bad thing if your 5-year-old was able to learn some law school theory about how our country works?
And to figure out where it all comes from and why we are, you know, who we are and where we are, that cannot hurt.
But the point that you're making here too, and the point of the 1619 Project is that Black history is American history, and it applies to all of us, right? So we thank you very much for shedding light on this.
Thank you.
Yeah.